Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm not really in the mood of showing my face today. So the last several days have been intense. As you all know, well, if you don't know, let me explain. So I had the call to convert to Islam 10 years ago. But due to my life circumstances, due to being ethnically Armenian, there were a little bit of fears of rejection, not being accepted. And also, I was really going through a lot of stuff at the time, literally, physically. And as someone who has a very strong background in researching many religions before, I was pretty aware of Islam in many ways, such as the Quran, but it wasn't until okay, I just put on some gloves, so now I'm fully, you can't see. I feel so much better when I'm fully clothed. I want you to understand something about myself. I truly am somebody that really enjoys being a niqabi, but because I live in Armenia, it would be a little bit more than a little awkward for me to walk around in a niqab. So I've thought about maybe if somebody was from a local person comfortable being next to me and recording me, maybe walking the streets of the city center in where I live, Gümri, Armenia, and just to kind of get the reaction of people on camera while I walk the street. I wouldn't do it alone because number one, I can't record it. It would be best if I'm walking and someone is recording people's literal reactions towards me wearing a niqab. So when I go back to Jordan, I'm going to be wearing the niqab all over again, because when I was in Jordan the first month last year when I was there, November to early May of this year, the first month every day I was wearing the niqab and I really enjoyed it. So when I go back, I'm definitely going to be wearing like this completely. So going back to the whole thing with Islam, it wasn't until 2023 summertime where I completely with my heart submitted to Allah in physical prostration. So one can listen to the Quran, one can read the Quran, but it isn't until a person fully submits in prostration to Allah where you are a Muslim. And so for people to wonder if this is something that, you know, a man would make a woman do, to dress up like this, I want to say no, because people from the outside who don't really understand the freedom and the rights that a woman actually truly has in Islam, I want to tell you something. As a woman of myself, with all the physical tattoos that I have, as you can see on my profile, I have never felt so spiritually and physically liberated than I have upon submitting to Allah. It's never been a hindrance for me. It's always been a protection and a support for me. I'm not somebody that, because, you know, the last several days I've had a few Israeli girls leave me comments saying, okay, sister, you're gonna be, because when Israelis and Jewish people find out that I reverted to Islam, they're more in a state of shock than anyone, than more of my own family members, or more of any Armenian, much more in a state of shock. 10 years ago, I was being coerced into becoming a Jewish, marrying into a wealthy Jewish man. I had to physically live with a Jewish family, and I was pretty much hiding out. There were police investigations going on, so I was scarred for a very long time in regards to all of that. Okay, there was a sick obsession in regards to all this, so I can't let go, in a sense of Allah puts us through these things for a reason. So as I was saying, Allah puts us in situations and certain cycles and patterns for a reason. Yes, to shape us. Yes, for us to submit to Him. Yes, for us to strengthen our deen rather than seek the life, this illusion in this dunya. However, this is very much encoded in my ancestry, these cycles and these patterns. And so as someone who is not only healing my entire ancestry that have passed on and living, it's my utmost divine purpose to be a scholar in Islam. And so you may or may not know, because it's literally written on my profile, that I am studying Arabic, and eventually I'll be studying different dialects of Arabic. Right now it's the dialect of the Levant, so that I can help reverts and non-Muslims, so that I can help get the messages and the spiritual meaning much more clear to non-Muslims, and especially Armenian people, because we've never really had proper closure. There has been Islamic scholars who have sold out from the truth, let's be honest, just like some Arabs and some other Muslim countries that have sold out from the Palestinians. The message here is in regards to, with me the very least, and my intention. Now, whether you're aware of it or not, I'm a psychologist, and I'm transforming my psychology business to intentionally focusing on the Islamic Ummah for women only. I only want to work with women, and so I've been coaching Muslim women, and I'm being assessed. So going back to the Islamic Ummah, I tell the ladies before each and every coaching session that my intention is seeking blessings from Allah directly, so that I can give back these blessings during the coaching sessions, or whenever I work with other Muslims, or spiritually sending out the vibes through me, through my essence and connection to Allah directly, to spiritually be felt by non-Muslims, especially those who watch through politics, especially those who cannot feel in their heart the true meaning of Islam, but only judge through brainwashing, subconscious patterns, and illusions. So nothing is more liberating to me than wearing a niqab. And I want to say a message to the women in the West: showing your entire body, flaunting your body, sending personal photos of yourself and your body to men for validation, for love, sleeping around, giving away your body. It's not just disconnection from God or Allah, it's a disconnection from yourself. You lose your true essence, you lose your value and your true power. You lose your self-worth, not because this is a perception from a man. Forget about that right now. This is the most liberating. This is the most love I've ever felt. This is the most self-love and protection of my own dignity and self-worth I've ever. Okay, so now that we've spoken about liberation of the spirit and how Islam has never been a hindrance, but actually Islam itself gives women the most rights she could possibly be given. No other spirituality, no other religion, not Christianity, not Judaism, gives rights to women the way Islam gives rights. And because you have been taught from your Western society that the more skin you show, the more money you earn as a woman, this makes you a strong, independent woman. Well, I will tell you, when you have a heart attack at the age 40 and you're angered and you're resentful, do you really call this women's rights? Do you really call that feminism? Because true feminism is in Islam. Please research human rights in Islam, women's rights in Islam. Okay. Okay, I just cut the tag off. Where's the tag sticking out? You see, I have flaws. There's gonna be days I wear the niqab incorrect. So with that being said, whether you're somebody who's born a Muslim and you're a woman, or you're somebody that has never really truly felt the true meaning and essence of Islam, I was reading the theory, I was feeling the theory first on a rational level, and I'm not gonna lie, I was angry. I was angry 10 years ago at what was being done to me, what was done to my ancestry, and so I was really against all forms of religions, but I was never against the spiritual essence and evolution of connecting to Allah. Never been against that, but it wasn't my time, and so now is my time. And so in regards to being an Armenian Muslim, there's a lot more of us out there, whether we live in Armenia or outside of the country. There's a lot more Muslims out there, but you just don't really hear about us because a lot of Armenians don't really publicize these things. I mean, if there is another Muslim scholar who is of Armenian ethnicity, please send me this person's name or information. I would love to connect with them. And the intention is to get things clear. It's all, of course, a liberation of my spirit as well, but it's to get things clear. And that's it. I think I've expressed my intention for the day or for the week. And thank you so much for being here and being part of this with me.